I think the young man has a question. Will you now give a full-throated endorsement of queer rights?
Well, I don't know what a full-throated endorsement of queer rights means.
Say it loudly. I mean, I've read your stuff, and it's got homophobia written all over it. Can you now say queer rights, gay, lesbian, transgendered rights are fundamental to your view of what freedom would look like today in America?
I'm a firm believer that we are all in this country a minority of one. I don't believe in racial rights. I don't believe in rights that accrue to groups. I believe that as individuals, we have all the rights that we're entitled to under the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution, gay and lesbians included.
Amazing. And if a group of people you could prove were categorically kept down because of their identity, for example, as gay, you would oppose that.
Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
Would you affirm right now, as a group, the fundamentalist evangelical Christian rights? Among the Dartmouth faculty, and this would probably be true of all the Ivy League, self-described professing evangelical Christians are smaller in number and probably in proportion to blacks, Hispanics, gays and lesbians, any of these so-called minority groups. But they are the smallest minority of all groups, so presumably evangelical Christian rights would mean the right to have a group, the right to be recognized as a group, the right to be considered part of diversity, the right to be considered for affirmative action, the right to have the university go out and recruit people to make sure that their perspective is well respected, sensitivity sessions to make sure that students don't make derogatory comments toward evangelical Christians.
Look,
would you affirm all that?
Look, I don't think, where are the evangelical Christians demanding that? I think you're making this up. Show me where that minority is oppressed. Maybe it'd be small in number. Where are they? And what is the oppression? They can't get tenure? Are you kidding? Are you kidding? Conservatives, evangelical Christians have tenure all over America. So what are you talking about?
If you were up before the tenure committee today and you had one applicant who was, let's say, a champion of queer theory and another who was an outspoken defender of evangelical Christianity, the queer theorist would be far more confident in speaking up, saying, this is who I am, and would expect that to actually accrue to his or her benefit, whereas the evangelical Christian would do everything he or she could to suppress that, to be quiet about it, because this is the acceptable bigotry of the Ivy League, and you know it.
You've made up this narrative, but there's no truth to it.